It's not easy to watch your world rot and die. The world of pornography. Hey, it's your world. I'm just trying to live in it. You know, if you're a parent and you have a 12-year-old son, let me ask you a question. What's the chance of that boy never coming across an internet porn site? What's the chance? Let me tell you the chance. Zero. Absolutely zero. I was reading an article just recently about porn-induced ED. These are erectile dysfunction. These are guys in their 20s who now have erectile dysfunction. And it works like this. They can get an erection watching porn, but they can't get an erection in a real relationship with a woman. Can't, you know, it's called porn-induced ED. And what happens is they say the receptors in the brain are reprogrammed so that the stimuli of pornography excites the man, but a real relationship with a woman does not. Now you think about this. You think about it. You know, the Bible says the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. When healthy sexuality is destroyed, you've brought into the enemy's lie. Pornography destroys healthy sexuality. It really does. Now, in the real Lord's Prayer, in John 17, the personal prayer that Jesus said before his death, it says this in John 17 and verse 14. This is what Jesus is telling his disciples. Now, are you a disciple of Jesus Christ? A lot of you claim to be, but we're going to give you a test here to see if you really are. He said, Jesus said, I have given them thy word, and the world has hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Notice, the world hates you. And the reason the world hates you, if you're a real disciple, is because you're not a part of it. Don't you know? John 17 and verse 15. I pray not that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil. And thank God for that. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Now, what does it mean to not be of this world? Well, let me give you three illustrations here of what it means not to be of this world. Number one, not of this world's educational system. You know, when our daughter was growing up, we made the decision to homeschool our daughter. And the public school wanted to know our intent for homeschooling. And I sent them a nice little letter that said, look, sending my daughter to a public school would be like taking her to a zoo every day and throwing her in a cage full of monkeys. And you can, and saying now, daughter, you can watch these monkeys, you can look at these monkeys, but don't you do what these monkeys are doing. That was my explanation as to why I wanted to homeschool. I didn't want her acting like wild monkeys. All right. Now, not of this world's religious system. Yeah, that's something else you got to come out of, this world's religious system. You got to come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins. This mystery religion, this Babylonian religion that really has nothing to do with the will of God at all. It's all traditions and made up of man. But listen, when God called me, he did not call me to a conviction of Sunday keeping. He didn't. He called me to a conviction of the Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week. When God called me, he did not call me into a conviction of, well, I just need to put Christ back into Christmas. And if we can just really turn Christmas into all about Jesus, everything will be okay. No, he didn't give me that conviction. He gave me a conviction of God's annual holy days. These are the feasts of the Lord's. When God called me, he did not give me a conviction of heavenly retirement, that I would retire in heaven for all eternity. You know, there's a cabin in the sky, so be careful when you step out the door. He didn't give me a conviction of that. And he did not give me, when God called me, he did not give me a conviction, a superficial conviction of sin. Well, all you got to do is just raise your hand. Yeah, I invite Jesus into my heart, whatever that means, and that's it. Okay, you're saved. We'll write you down as saved. We've saved 1,000 souls today, or whatever. He didn't give me a superficial conviction of sin. He gave me a real conviction of sin, and I realized that I was about to self-destruct. That's what God did for me.